has started does not fall in the trap of the previous administration under President Edgar Lungu. Meanwhile, Colonel Kaunda says the PF was one of the West. Admiral Zulu says if President Hichilema had taken over the country immediately after late Dr. Kaunda view last evening.
People are educated. You guys, we've got all your sons and things. You are there. So let us utilize our resources, manpower, natural resources. Let's see what happens. I mean, people give us money. Half the time when for them for money. When they were doing because of the economy, when most Zambians were well enough to take their kids to school. So at least the foundation was there. It didn't come from nothing. But what they promised, they tried. So even here, I'm sure and I'm positive that the UPND government don't be corrupt. Because if we go the corrupt way, then we are doomed. Then we are doomed. Because everything starts with the free, our parents didn't even take a single cent from the road contracts that were given. Nothing. Do a single cent from whatever contract were given. But us, the children, 10% goes into our pockets. 90% goes somewhere else. In the end, you find, you've got no money. So $1 million of a fire tender, you don't have money to give to short services. So I think that let's give this young man, to me, this young man, all right, a chance and support. And we'll support him. We'll support him to hilt until he proves otherwise. So there's no one who has got a magic wand, comrade. But the plans they put there, and the battle, as we say in the army, success or failure. So he's got very brilliant minds in his colleagues. Half of them, most of them are university graduates, doctors, and here. So let them use that experience to benefit the Zambian. That's what we're asking for. We're not asking for personal gains. We're asking for good policies that will make you and I happy in our country. So we'll stop going to India for treatment. So
if you look, there were about 100+ industries. We were making our own tires in here. Dunlop in Dollar. We were making boats in this country, nuts. We were making vehicles, we were assembling cars in Livingstone. Radios, we were assembling radios here. What I think should have been done, HH coming after Kaunda. HH should have come after Kaunda. Kaunda was not going to be made homeless, stateless. Other companies, yes, were going to be sold, but not to friends like they did. They sold all that UNIP built on. Those were things that Kaunda wanted to employ our people. So there was joblessness when the MMD came in, because most of these industries were closed. Just one day, pump, people go home. The party to MMD became sudden millionaires. So today, Kenelo has said, has driven him. We were in South Africa with Dr. Kaunda. He was invited there in South Africa. We went to South Africa and we told Kenneth Kaunda that I'm done to go and work with him.
Now, Republican Vice President Mutale Nalumango has defended government's decision to place the officers of the investigative wings, such as the Financial Intelligence Center, FIC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC. Nalumango says members of parliament should desist from deliberately misleading the nation on the development that has taken place, because the head of state is in charge of the executive, hence nothing wrong. She says the move taken does not mean that Mr. Hichilema, being Republican president, will be part of the day-to-day operations, but this is in line with the Constitution. She said this during her question and answer session in Parliament today.
The president did not mean that the president was going to be part of the day-to-day running of that institution. I want to make it clear. It was SEC, FIC, and DEC. I think there was an inclusion, I can't be very sure, of the National Prosecutions Authority. Honorable members, Madam Speaker, this is nothing new. To start with, I'll refer to Article 91, Sub-Article 2, which clearly puts the executive in the hands of the president. The executive is the president. And he gives delegated authority today, under the constitution of today. Even to ministers, it's delegated authority. I'll give you an example. For a short period of time in the New Deal, not New Dawn, New Deal government, the president, Mwanawasa, was a minister of defense for a while. So everything that happens according to our constitution is vested in the president. But to say there was anything new that happened in the SI Gazette, which Gazette number 11, whatever, 22, 23, 11, 23, that something wrong happened, that is not true. In fact, when they added DEC to that, I want to make it clear, even in today's Gazette, the 1123 Gazette does not place DEC in the president's office. It is under Home Affairs. I had to go back. And I have other gazettes, because they referred to the past, that in the past, such things did not happen. Madam Speaker, gazette that indicates again the functions and portfolios of 2004, it was the same. 2012, the same. So what is it that was new? I will lay them on the table, madam.
United Party for National Development, UPND, Deputy National Publicity Secretary Tisankama Mudenda has advised leaders of the now opposition Patriotic Front, PF, and other opposition members not to be in a hurry to offer checks and balances to the UPND administration as it is still new in office. Mr. Mudenda has wondered why the PF has suddenly developed the urge to criticize the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, who's only been in office for a short period and has not yet completed formulating government in terms of appointments of permanent secretaries and other portfolios. She adds that people like Chishimba Kambwili, Raphael Nakachinda, and PF's Vice President Given Lubinda should be the last people to criticize the UPND administration, stating that they failed to run the country in the last 10 years the PF was in office.
We are concerned at length at how PF are attacking our president, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema. People of Zambia, they can judge for themselves. From the time President HH was sworn in as the President of Zambia, we have never victimized anybody the way PF have been doing to us when we are in opposition by then. So it's our humble request for PF to tone down PF. People like Chishimba Kambwili, a madman, a lunatic, we understand he's a madman and we should just accept that he's a madman. He explained that himself and we have nothing to do whatever he says, tribal remarks, what he says. We agree, when a village headman, you keep people. There are mad people in the village and even there are such people. So we will ignore the way he keeps on attacking UPND and also Bowman Musam. But the fact of the matter, even given, they should know that when they were in government, they wouldn't have allowed us to criticize the way they are criticized with their police officers, cadres, who were following us day and night. So they should turn down. They should turn down the system of insulting and accusing HH. HH is not God who can perform a miracle. Today they said turn the schools to be free education whatsoever. We have to plan. We are in government now. We are planning how to implement our policies. After all, the PF government have finished all the money. The coffers are empty. And now they expect HH to be God, to perform miracles so that whatever they demand, we do it. No, we have our own budget. And this was your budget that is currently in. And you can see how things are. Things are not in place because you messed up the economy. Some of you are criminals, they are hiding money all over. HH was, this time if you are in government, HH was doing themselves. And I don't know some of us.
You're watching the news on MUVI television. We take our first break. We have more stories coming up in a short while. Stay tuned.
If I go down, I won't care, 'cause I know that I'm a superstar and I am strong. I'll find my way back again, like Apple Max.
Through all my troubles and pressures, through all the rules and the measures, through all the battles and dangers, I made it this far. Now I'm like a treasure. I'm the realest one to ever do this. The one that sent me gold, but the rudest. I'm raising my tone like I'm foolish, and I am a star. Yo, I shine like a movie. I know I'm leading the race. For 20 years on the chase. I know that I'm the boss. Who got the juice and the sauce? I got the power and the energy. I don't need no other strategy. I ain't spy, I'm the prodigy. 'Cause Apple Max is my remedy.
And so I fly up high just like an eagle in the sky. And if I fall down, we'll rise back up again. 'Cause I take it to the max. I turn it up, I turn it up, I turn it up like fire. I'm burning the air. I take it to the max. I turn it up, I turn it up, I turn it up. 'Cause I take it to the max. I turn it up, I turn it up like fire. I'm burning the air. I take it to the max. I turn it up, I turn it up, I turn it up. 'Cause I'm a superstar.
Apple Max, now in new 500 mils.
What is IO? IO is easy and convenient insurance cover via your phone. IO Recharge with Care gives you both My Life and My Hospital. My Hospital covers you should you be hospitalized due to an accident or injury, while My Life helps you take care of your loved ones should you lose your life. Both My Life and My Hospital cover lasts for 30 days. Who can get IO cover? IO is available to all Zambian citizens and residents who are between 18 and 65 years of age and an MTN mobile prepaid subscriber. How do you increase your cover? Auto Boost to quickly grow your cover. Just dial *296#. Select 9 to automatically boost with your selected amount of between 1 kwacha 15 ngwe and 10 kwacha. How do I claim? To claim is easy. Just dial *296# or visit io4u.com/ZM and click on Make a Claim, whether you are the policyholder, caretaker, or any beneficiary. Remember, you have 30 days after the incident takes place to make a claim. How do you follow up a claim on your cover? Just dial 111 and select 7. IO is easy, all done via your phone. IO, together with MTN. IO, because you care.
Residents of Kasenseli area in Mwinilunga district have called on government to halt mining activities before many lives are lost. Speaking during a meeting at His Royal Highness Chief Chiwika's palace, The residents charged ZCCM IH should stop operating at the mining site because they have done little to benefit residents. One of the affected residents, Patricia Kabamba, says ZCCM IH lied that the residents are benefiting from Kasenseli gold when only a few individuals are benefiting. This comes after the death of 3 illegal miners who were buried alive after the earth trapped them.
Ana akampoku ading homa baya when enjiru hona kulandiro tramwenechi ilanga wena tambula amashares ilanga tramwene na bushikadini dalelu atwingisha ku anyidimu atwira ku anyuma idiyezi mamuka chimunenze na mvala minister china wahi nankashi nino china ku washochi wena anakuzata na wantu asenda adimu masanga analeta twama mfumu masanga kwa china ku washa mna afiri denasa tumu ibuku 5 kanda ifumishi muno china ku washa the government alet company ya chengi etutuza tinawu twiri ku benefiti ya makombi eranga nikalemesha kunukunganda wanyi yantu atama ya hima kada za MPF tunakengorero ayimika ayihanga fumu
iyuma ina mweka ni munganda yetu ya mwantachibwika hakumuni iyuma chochi ya mwekeni yetu amafuru tweruka nukwiruka nokuyembanga godwani tunaka paka ni nanzara na wena nganda na kutumwa na wantu jamana kufana nzara tusangoma ini ya mweke na mumaha mtu adiminanga ma yetu anabwita akashima heraka zetu system adumunu ne yatumona udeye tukumanya tunakufuira ne yetu itangani tuimu yembe mtu adiminenga mutu ahandishirenga nyana yuma achirira nkakurura defu mininza mba kumweke chiyuma ne tutangichi nyana nkakurura tushimwini neyi kumuna ashariyo yari nyitondera jimpidi dijimo gahandira rero yuma ina kuyache kudatanga de ditu na fumi tukihimpa government netu nsangu tumonu kuhanda anditu nemende che hadi umuntu wani chango wa makomba na tukabishidi mutu dina uche minister rero ne kuyimika ne erecho akama amakutachika mumpata mwantachibwika ni nyana mwakenzana kunona afomo mwene.
The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, says the fight against corruption should not be limited to misuse of public funds because the vice is also rampant in the private sector. UNDP resident representative in Zambia, Lionel Lawrence, says the fight against corruption should be looked at from a broader perspective that focuses on the misuse of entrusted power for private gain, regardless of whether in the private or public sector. Speaking when he officiated at the campaign for corruption-free public service organized by the Zambia Union of Government and Allied Workers, UG, Mr. Lawrence says UNDP is committed to work with the government and other institutions to strengthen democratic governance in Zambia, including anti-corruption work.
Broader definition of corruption to accommodate corruption in the private sector. We say that corruption is defined as the misuse of entrusted power for private gain, whether you're from the public or the private sector. I'm certain that your deliberation today will include frank and evidence-based discussions on the challenges of corruption. I'm sure that you will reflect on the data that is circulated by internationally recognized bodies such as Transparency International and Afrobarometer that shows Zambia's position relative to other countries. In the 2020 Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, maybe you discussed that already in the morning, it gives a score of 33 on a scale of 100 for Zambia, dropping 5 points since 2013. According to the 2019 report, nearly 1 in 5 respondents have reported having paid bribes.
Now, with the United Party for National Development UPND government expected to present its first national budget for the year 2022 in the National Assembly, persons with disabilities have high expectations with demands for an increased budgetary allocation to Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID. The organization says this will help strengthen its capacity to address the challenges persons with disabilities are faced with in the country. In an interview, one of the concerned members, Euphrasia Mbewe, a resident of Lusaka's Kabwata compound, says people with disabilities in the country need government's assistance by increasing allocation of funds to ZAPID in order to help them start up businesses to earn a living. And Thomas Mtonga has advised the UPND government to use the newly created Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise to empower persons with disability in the country. Mr. Mtonga, who is also a former University of Zambia UNZA lecturer and Chasefu Patriotic Front parliamentary losing candidate in the August 12th general elections, says the government must, however, consider building capacity of persons with disabilities before empowering them with funds to avoid wastage of public resources.
Less than 2 months, the United Party for National Development, UPND government, is expected to deliver its maiden budget to Parliament, and some people living with disabilities of Lusaka have called on it to increase allocation of funds to cater for their needs. Euphrasia Mbewe of Lusaka feels less has been done in the past to address the needs of people living with disabilities.
Last year's budget, they had put only a small amount towards us. As persons with living with disabilities, we are not called a vulnerable group. No, we are not vulnerable. We are persons living with disabilities, not vulnerable. We don't beg, but we have to have the right approach of human rights, not charity work like being given things, money, and everything. No, they should just consider us as normal people because we can do anything. So the new government should also attend to us. They shouldn't forget us as persons living with disabilities. Even in the budget, make sure that they include us in their business as well.
In an interview with MUVI TV, Ms. Mbewe has advised government to allocate more funds to the Zambia Agents for Persons Living with Disabilities, ZAPID.
They always put, there's just a small portion that goes towards the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities. So if it can be increased, they can be helped to be supported. They can even be able to compete with the so-called able-bodied, because whatever an able-bodied person can do one time, her as a person living with disabilities should do it maybe 3 times. She uses a sign language interpreter. A blind person uses a guide. So the budget should always be doubled. Yes. We don't have to be equal with the so-called able-bodied. So whenever they are budgeting, our budget should be doubled.
Another person living with a disability, Mr. Thomas Mtonga, who is also former University of Zambia UNZA lecturer, has called on government to allocate more resources to persons with disabilities through the new Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises.
Since there is a Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, there are a lot of people with disabilities who are not doing anything. So we need to link them to the ministry. I think that maybe the ministry should be able to give loans, sustainable loans, to people with disabilities, so that people with disabilities should be able to sustain themselves. But of course, before they do that, before they give them loans, there is need for proper training. Otherwise, it will be a disability allowance, as other people have done in the past.
The country expects a new budget as the 119.6 billion kwacha budget by the Patriotic Front PF delivered in September of 2020 will soon come to an end. Amidst the ravaging impact of the COVID-19 and the country's debt burden, it remains to be seen on how much will be allocated to the social and economic sectors, as 57.8 billion kwacha of the 2021 budget, which is 48.3%, was allocated to general public services, with the economic and social sectors getting 21.5 billion, which is 18% of the total budget, and 4.8 billion, which is 4% of the total budget, respectively. Reporting for MUVI TV News, I'm Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
Now, social media vlogger Chitambala Mwewa, who runs a Facebook page called Simon Mwewa Len Television, has pleaded not guilty to the charges of defamation against Chawama Member of Parliament Tasila Lungu Mwansa. This is a matter in which Chawama Member of Parliament Tasila Lungu has sued Chitambala Mwewa of Simon Mwewa Television for libel and cyber-bullying. And when the matter came up for plea before Magistrate Tandosa Chabala, the accused pleaded not guilty to the charges. In this matter, it is alleged that Chitambala published words which were untrue on his Facebook page, the words which were intended to bring the name of Tasila Lungu Mwansa into ridicule and contempt. However, the matter has since been adjourned to 15th November 2021 for mention and 7th and 20th of December 2021 for commencement of trial.
Chitambala Mwewa has finally taken plea in a matter in which he is facing 1 count of libel and 1 count of cyberbullying. This is in a matter in which Chawama Member of Parliament Tasila Lungu Mwansa has sued Chitambala Mwewa of Simon Mwewa TV for libel and cyberbullying contrary to the laws of Zambia. And when the matter came up for plea Friday morning, before Magistrate Tandosi Chabala, the accused pleaded not guilty after the court explains the charges to him. In this matter, it is alleged that Chitambala Mwewa on 15th of September 2021 in Lusaka published on his Facebook page that Tasila Lungu was being investigated for suspicious purchase of a named bank with all its assets at 300 million kwacha. Tasila complains that Mwewa's statement published on his Facebook page was defamatory and bullying in the cyberspace, as the story was not true. And in the second count of cyberbullying, contrary to Section 71 of the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act No. 2 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia, the words Mwewa published were published for purposes of launching an attack on Tasila Lungu using the cyberspace without any lawful. However, the matter has since been adjourned to 15th of November 2021 for mention and 7th and 20th of December 2021 for commencement of trial. Margaret Shota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
You're watching the news on MUVI Television. We take our second set of commercials. We're back with more stories on the other side. Stay tuned.
Place a bet, search on the web, or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
One of Zambia's top-ranking schools of nursing with very high pass rate is accredited to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Zambia. The Lusaka Health Institute School of Nursing offers quality education with a hands-on approach backed by a qualified and experienced team of lecturers. Located in a serene environment along Greatest Road, behind Oryx Filling Station, just 2 kilometers from the airport roundabout. The institution is now enrolling for the January 2022 intake for the following programs: Diploma in General Nursing, 3 years. Diploma in General Nursing, abridged, 1 year. Application forms can be obtained after depositing a 200 kwacha non-refundable fee in any Zanaco branch or Zanaco Express account number 122-089-3400195. For further details, kindly call 0977-465-694. Lusaka Health.
Presenting Mr. Money!
Mr. Money, he knows it all. I'm here to tell you what Airtel Money is all about. Move cash from the bank to any Airtel Money account. Are you tired of long bank queues? Get Airtel Money, that's what you use. Mr. Money, he knows it all, money. He knows it all. Save and earn interest in your Airtel Money account. take loans for emergencies and get your right amount. That's right, Mr. Money. He knows it all, money. He knows it all. Do it all with Airtel Money. Transfer money from your bank account to Airtel Money. Save money, earn interest, and loads more. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Thank you very much for staying tuned to MUVI Television. You're watching the news. Now, 4 United Party for National Development UPND cadres accused of beating a Patriotic Front cadre at the Lusaka court premises have pleaded not guilty to 1 count of assault. This is in a matter in which Robbie Chinyemba, 46, of Barlaston area, Max Chinyemba, 41, Lakson Tembo, 42, and Vincent Zulu, 27, all businessmen, are charged with 1 count of assault contrary to the laws of Zambia. Particulars of the offence allege that the accused jointly and whilst acting together on 21st of September 2021 assaulted Nicodemus Chileshe, thereby causing bodily harm. However, the matter comes up on the 29th of October 2021 for commencement of trial.
4 United Party for National Development UPND cadres accused of beating up a Patriot Front cadre at the court premises have pleaded not guilty to 1 count of assault. This is in a matter in which Robbie Chinyemba, 46, a businessman of Barlaston area, Max Chinyemba, 41, a businessman, Lakson Tembo, 42, a businessman, and Vincent Zulu, 27, a businessman, are charged with 1 count of assault contrary to the laws of Zambia. Particulars of the offence allege that the accused jointly and whilst acting together on 21st of September 2021 assaulted Nicodemus Chilesha, thereby causing him bodily harm. In the previous session, the accused failed to take plea as Vincent Zulu was never present before the court. His absence left Lusaka magistrate M. Masoja to issue a bench warrant against Vincent. And when the matter came up Friday morning for return of bench warrant and possible plea, all the accused pleaded not guilty to the charge. Earlier, Magistrate Masoja questioned Zulu on why he has not been coming to the court. And in his response, Zulu informed the court that he was unwell and his phone was off. However, the magistrate was not convinced with the reason given by Zulu. Hence, she revoked his bond and granted him bail in the sum of 2,000 kwacha in his own recognizance with 2 working surety. Meno Wada Chishala, a councillor who was the surety to Zulu, informed Magistrate Masoja that he was withdrawing being surety of the accused. However, the matter comes up on 29th of October 2021 for trial. Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
You're watching the news on MUVI Television. Now, 16-year-old boy of Lusaka's Chipata compound, Jacob Malenga, is in dire need of any form of help from concerned well-wishers for him to meet medical expenses. Jacob Malenga, who has a growth on his head, explains that it began like a pimple when he was a child. At the time, he was being kept by his late grandmother in last year, 2020. Jacob says he would love if a well-wisher can take him to the University Teaching Hospital for medical services of the growth, as it is now affecting his life. Meanwhile, Jacob has told MUVI TV News that besides his health condition, he has nowhere to stay since the death of his grandmother and is currently spending nights in a makeshift shelter at Katambalala Market in the same area. He says he dropped out of school due to the numerous challenges.
Early in the morning, he goes to buy crates of beer for local bar and tavern owners at Tambalala Market in Lusaka's Chipata compound in order to temporarily sustain his hunger. 16-year-old Jacob Malenga has cried out to members of the public for help regarding his health condition as well as his well-being. Jacob explains that the tumor on his head began like a pimple when he was a child, and his grandmother, who passed on last year, 2020, would take him to the University Teaching Hospital. However, it kept on growing.
Before ntanzili kwa peniko gona nilipe ngana mbuya mimi mbuya banapo tezeka ku hospital. Hospital to bata mangu dala kwenda mwezi 2013 but still report ndizo iliyons. Survive bakache muntantuma homo banandoda. Ngaseme kuma peace week nshikude kuti. Nagula people once sometimes nagula ko binzi pya kudala. Sometimes kamboa banmangani be ndamagura mankwala.
After her death, life became hard for him. The landlord of the house they were renting kicked him out. He was forced to drop out of school, and he does not know any of his relatives. A tavern during the day and his home in the night. This is the shack where Jacob finds shelter right in the middle of the market. This situation is a danger he says he has no option but to face. Jacob has decided never to indulge in the usual activities of those who live in the streets, such as theft, alcohol, or drug abuse. He says he has no friends, as no one wants to associate with him.
The boy is very, very intelligent, and when you look at his age, is only 16 years. It's quite terrible to have a boy in our community who is not being helped. For me, as for one, 16 years is not a boy I can fail to take care of. I've been taking care of children. Some of them, they are not even my relatives. But after the medical issues is done, then we can sit down here as a community and see how best the boy can be taken care of, as well as the boy to go back to school.
Some traders at the market, such as Rachel Zulu, explain more.
Anyamulira chebema moba kuvutika che kutemula anyamula so chabe ni nshito mira chito mwana pamene alira padbema kolo agona chebema ntemba kudya niko vutikira ngasuna mpasa kwa 2 kwata 3 kwata nshi mwana zankhala na njala so chabe ngani yamana nashitana kugona na njala ndipo vintu vili vonse so kunkhala ine mzimayi mwandi nasana nyamuka pali uyu mwana tikambeko boma mwandi nitiyangane petitandizeko onani madezi ano wana nasanduka mkombo ni majanki but uyu mwana sali mu style uyu atandizika chabe munake mkudoba doba so chepa pemba pemba kubantu manjenga tikulibewa ntampasa ukandrama nshi mwana zagona chabe na njala so chabe mulungu wanga mwandi nipemba zimayi waswali kunja kwayangane pali uyu mwana bamutandizeko bamvere chifunde chenamvera inde kungala muzimayi anamuyamula chabe mimba na mantu uyu mwana mutandizeko nilira mwandi nilipansi nigwada mwantu mwandi ni mwana mumutandize uyu mwana mumwike konzeri monga boma imwike konzeri koza gona market ashita ma piece work ni matuko acha yamina akashita piece work aindogulira muko kuti ati era agona mbamwe abeni baki era mujani risking kaidi bakawala bakabwera bangamupai mwaone.
Now, according to records, Jacob was last attended to at the University Teaching Hospital in March this year, but the doctor who attended to him said he will be called and informed when next to come back. 7 months down the line, Jacob continues to wait. Virginia Chilongo, MUVI TV News, Lusaka.
Kazungula District Town Council Deputy Council Secretary Ruth Ford Ndulu has advised residents in the area to seriously consider washing of hands as one of the ways of fighting the COVID-19 virus and various other infections. Speaking during Global Hand Wash Day in Mambova, commemorated under the theme, Our Future is at Hand, Let's Move Forward Together, Mr. Ndulu notes that infectious diseases which are waterborne can be fought when people frequently keep their hands clean. Mr. Ndulu has challenged school-going pupils to be ambassadors of hygiene by spreading information on the importance of hand washing in their various communities.
Hand Washing Day is a United Nations holiday which stands to promote the importance of good hygiene. Kazungula Town Council and various stakeholders today joined the rest of the world in commemorating World Global Hand Washing Day. Speaking during the event, Deputy Council Secretary says hand washing is key in fighting diseases.
Clearly, the theme is a call to action to make hand hygiene a reality for all, which aligns with the new hand hygiene initiative led by the World Health Organization and United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. Global Hand Washing Day is a global advocacy day dedicated to increasing awareness and understanding about the importance of hand washing with soap as an effective and affordable way of preventing diseases and save lives. I make mention that Kazungula Town Council appreciates the remarkable works Water Aid Zambia has been implementing in the district. Through their projects, the organization has built a number of ablution blocks, including sanitary facilities in schools and other rural health facilities.
Pupils from various schools were part of the commemoration of the Washing Hands Day.
Hands washing is the best way to stop germs. Keeping hands clean through improves hand hygiene. It's one of the most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. Global Hand Washing Day is dedicated to advocating hand washing with soap as an easy, effective and affordable way to prevent diseases and save lives.
Meanwhile, Kazungula Central Councillor had this to say.
I wish to state and pledge that we shall take everything that has been demonstrated during this event into actual practice. I further wish to state and plead with our stakeholders present to help us procure more of the hand washing facilities to be used in most of the public places in Kazungula Central Ward.
Citizens have been reminded not to drop the guard on hygiene practices in times of COVID-19. Mijelo Mambo, MUVI TV News in Kazungula District.
Minister of Agriculture Ruben Ntolo has challenged the financial sector to design agriculture-specific products which reduce the cost of capital and make it easier to apply for financial capital, as well as take into consideration the unique nature of agriculture. Mr. Mtolo says government is particularly interested in finding innovative solutions to the challenges of agricultural finance products on the market due to the risky nature of the sector and the lack of agriculture-specific financial products.
Minister of Agriculture Ruben Ntolo has challenged the financial sector to design agriculture-specific products which reduce the cost of capital, make it easier to apply for financial capital, and take into consideration the unique nature of agriculture. Mr. Ntolo says agriculture is particularly interested in finding innovative solutions to the challenges of agriculture finance products on the markets due to the risk nature of the sector and the lack of agriculture-specific financial products. Speaking in a speech read on his behalf by the Director, Agriculture Business and Marketing, John Mlongoti, during the First National Bank Zambia Agribusiness Forum, Mr. Ntolo says the policy thrust of the new Dawn government in the sector is to focus on interventions that seek to improve production and productivity, improve the efficiency of agriculture markets. He says government aims to upscale investments in agriculture as a means of uplifting economic growth and prosperity of the people.
We are aware of the negative effects that these restrictions have on farmers and the agriculture sector in general. We therefore wish to express our commitment to addressing this issue by ensuring that we put in place a predictable and consistent policy framework on exports. Simply put, we will ensure to conduct open and transparent consultations whenever decisions on export restrictions are made to protect the nation's food security. This is one way we intend to select private sector participation in the agriculture sector. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, government aims to create a conducive environment coupled with increased investment in the key drivers of agricultural growth, such as extension services, research, and education development. We therefore call upon the Zambian private sector to support our efforts as government.
And speaking at the same event, FNB Chief Executive Officer Biden Longwe says FNB Zambia has been actively participating in initiatives that continuously support the growth of export-oriented agribusiness, which contributes towards the promotion of value addition to agriculture products such as macadamia, nuts, pepper juice, and avocado peas, whose export is in line with the Zambia's national agriculture policy.
Discuss their requirements as well as create a platform for their input into the sector. This will ensure that FNB Zambia continues to address and provide meaningful support at every stage of their farming businesses. We would like to pledge our continued support and engagement so that together we support the agriculture industry to grow from strength to strength.
Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
You're watching the news on MUVI Television. We take our final break. When we are back, the rest of the stories. Stay tuned.
Sure. How come your crop is far much better than mine? I mean, we are neighbors. My farm is right next to yours.
My dear, this is an open secret.
Tell me.
I switched to Sidco ever since. My harvest has been good.
Sidco?
Sidco has got the right seed for every farmland.
Sure.
See, my friend, I'm telling you, just contact them and find out which is the right seed for you.
Increase your yield this season by using Seedco Climate Smart Seeds. Call or visit your nearest Seedco depot for more details on our Climate Smart products. Seedco, it starts with the right seed.
Presenting Mr. Money! Mr. Money, he knows it all. I'm here to tell you what Airtel Money is all about. Move cash from the bank to any Airtel Money account. Are you tired of long bank queues? Get Airtel Money, that's what you use. Mr. Money, he knows it all, money. He knows it all. Save and earn interest in your Airtel Money account. Take loans for emergencies and get your right amount. That's right, Mr. Money. He knows it all, money. He knows it all. Do it all with Airtel Money. Transfer money from your bank account to Airtel Money. Save money, earn interest, and loads more. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
With the new MUVI Relaxer Cream, I get to wear my hair just like I live my life. The newly improved MUVI Relaxer has a moisture lock ingredient that guarantees stronger, longer, healthy hair. So beat the stereotype. Go naturally curly, bouncy, or straight. Don't be ordinary. Be extraordinary. MUVI Relaxer's impact on black hair is dazzling. So get moving with MUVI. You'll definitely stand out. MUVI. All day confidence.
Minister of Labour and Social Security, Brenda Tambatamba, has applauded Marco Polo Tiles Limited and NAPSA for the massive investment in the local production of tiles and other materials that are adding value to the country's economy. The minister says the partnership between Marco Polo and NAPSA will see the export of tiles to other countries such as the United States of America is a milestone for the country, and the company has announced that it will, starting next month, commence exporting tiles to the USA.
Continues to be the best investment destination for many countries across the world and Africa in general. With its young population, which is predominantly youth, this means the country can produce more for the world economy. For many years now, Zambia has been making efforts to realize the potential of having industries that will produce more goods for export to the outside world. Slowly, the reality seems almost here. Marco Polo Tiles Limited Company, a joint venture with NAPSA, which has about 16.39% shares in the company. This has cheered Minister of Labour and Social Security, Brenda Tambatamba, that soon Zambia will have its locally produced tiles exported to the United States of America.
It looks very impressive. Of course, over the long shot, we will be able to find out also to keep track and monitor that the employment is improving in terms of quantity as well as qualitatively. We also have to check that. I know Mr. Kashinka is here. I know the Labour Commissioner is here. They've got a job as well to ensure that even if we know we are investing here, we also must invest in a responsible manner.
as a responsible employer as well. So what we have seen here is inspiring. It gives hope that Zambia will be on the world map soon in terms of production of tiles. What is even elating is that we've seen some of the tiles just behind us here that are targeted for the first lots to go to the American market. So that in itself should give an assurance to the Zambian people that sustainable jobs are being created here. Jobs, investment with a dollar value is being created here. Hopefully now we can go into assessing and ensuring that that dollarization, that investment will translate into a better standard of the pension scheme.
With a workforce of more than 700 workers, Marco Polo Limited has demonstrated a positive growth. In 2020, the company posted 150 million kwacha as its net profit. Meanwhile, NAPSA Director General Yolande Kachinda says the next few years, Marco Polo Limited will be listed on Lusaka Stock Exchange for the general public to benefit from it.
I want to mention, Honorable Minister, that in the 1 year and a few months that we have invested in this company, we have received a dividend of $518,000. So at any given time, that is around 16-17 million kwacha for 7 months that we invested in this company. And so the next 1 year, again, we are looking forward to receiving another dividend. I also want to mention, Honorable Minister, that in fact, our entry into this company has got an exit strategy. And the exit strategy, or you reduce on our shareholding by bringing this company to the Lusaka Stock Exchange in the next 3 to 5 years. That is what has been agreed right from the beginning. So this company must be coming onto the Lusaka Stock Exchange so that we have a much wider participation in the benefits of this company.
NAPSA has 16.39% shareholding in Marco Polo and has so far received 17 million kwacha in dividends.
Lusaka is highlighted in the National Development Plan and aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). Speaking in a speech read on his behalf by Assistant Secretary of Lusaka Province, Amuziani Ngondwe, Mr. Kamanga says government is working at increasing availability of data on governance issues for the youth and women so that they can take lead in championing the issues affecting them. Mr. Kamanga says it is therefore important that young people engage with government on national matters.
To build the capacity of 100 identified youth and young women in the above provinces, that is 25 per province, on how to meaningfully participate in governance at global levels by November 2021. And to facilitate interactive engagement for 100 youths and young women with local governance structures and representatives by November 2021. I wish to state that the government is committed to ensuring that the needs of the youths and women, young women in this country are placed.
That item brings us to the end of this bulletin. But before we go, we relook the headlines. SCC parts ways with Acting Director General Rosemary Kuzwayo. Colonel Panji Kaunda urges HH not to be swayed by political opponents. Kambwili exposes UPND cadres allegedly collecting 60 kwachas from marketeers in Petauke district. Simon Mwewa pleads not guilty in defamation case against Tasila Lungu. 16-year-old Sikh boy Jacob Malenga spending nights in makeshift shelter. And government has been advised to halt Kasenseli mining activities following the death of 3 illegal miners. Our website is www.movitv.com. Look us up and follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube. The handle is AskMovieTV. Send us an email for feedback, front office@movitv.com. That's the email address. My name is Saidlis Nkonjara.